Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the newest entry in the Call of Duty franchise. And with the new entry comes a brand new beta that is Call of Duty. It is certainly Call of Duty. I can say to you right, and that's good. That is fine. That is perfect. This Call of Duty beta feels like Call of Duty, and that is good, because frankly, over the past couple of years, we haven't had a Call of Duty beta that actually feels like a Call of Duty game in like 3 years. Vanguard was a mess. MW2 2022 just felt sluggish as hell, and MW3 was so close to getting there, and now we have this. And to be frank, I think that if you put this against all the other Call of Duties we had since MW 2019, it's good. It's definitely better than what we've been having. Gameplay feels smooth. The gunplay feels great. The style feels it feels like they know what they want from this game. But with positives also comes negatives, because you need to have a balance of light and darkness, good and evil. But before I get into the negatives, let's get into the positives, which are, for me, is going to be the gunplays and how the guns look. Now, to be fair, when I first got into this beta, right, I was expecting this to be the gunsmith from MW3 2023 and MW2 2022, where each attachment is going to be shared across all weapons. When they said they weren't doing that, I was a little like, huh, how are they gonna do that? So once I was unlocked custom loadouts, I realized this is like a combination of the previous Gunsmith 1.0 system and a couple like things from the Gunsmith 2.0 system. So first off, what changed is all attachments for each gun besides the optics are not special, but are for that gun. You cannot take an attachment for an XM4 and put it on an AK or the other assault rifle. Vice versa, you can't put one attachment for one sniper to another sniper. All attachments in this game for each gun are for that only gun. You cannot unlock attachments for one gun and put them onto another. You have to unlock all attachments for each and every gun to use those attachments. Well, are shared though throughout the categories, not all weapons, but but the categories for assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, snipers, marksman rifles, and pistols. Assault rifle optics are shared throughout the assault rifle category. SMG optics are shared through the SMG category, and so on. So it does feel like they took the best from both worlds, and you do have to level up quite a bit in this game to get some good attachments. The thing about MW3 specifically was you didn't have to level your gun up to level 60 because you had so many attachments to other guns that it didn't really make any sense to put such a high level cap for each gun. But now, since we have a new gunsmith, you now have to level your gun back up to level 50, 60, 44 or something. They're much higher levels because now you have many more attachments to unlock for a gun, and those attachments aren't shared. So that's the gunsmith, and it's good. It feels new. I mean, it's not new because we've had this sort of system for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games now. But it feels new in the sense that they're trying to basically make this like a puzzle almost. Like they're taking one piece from 1.0, another piece from 2.0, and make it a 3.0 system. So I appreciate that. Now, getting into how the guns will look is another story. So next up is so now that we have a new game that is not tied to previous games, we now have a whole new bunch of weapons. Some of them are returning from previous games, and to quote Treyarch, some of them are new to the franchise, never seen again, or never seen in any other Call of Duty game. I don't know what those guns are, because I almost recognize all these guns from previous Call of Duty games. I could be wrong, my memory could be shot, you know, but anyway. So, specifically, we have about 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have about 13 weapons in this beta, right? And the weapons feel great. I mean, they feel nice to shoot. The sounds sound great. And actually, let me just show you the in-specs first. So first up, we have the XM4, which is from Cold War. I feel like this was my favorite gun in the beta. Next up, we have the AK-74, or the AK. This was my least favorite assault rifle in the beta. To me, it wasn't that great. Then we have the AMS-85. This gun was my second favorite. I preferred the XM4 in the beta, but this was also a really good one. Moving on to submachine guns, we have the C9 or the MP5. Then we have the Jackal PDW, which was overpowered as hell in the beta. Moving on to shotguns, we have the Marine SP, the only shotgun in the beta. Then we have moving on to LMGs, we have the XMG, which is like a LMG version of the M16. Then we have the SWAT 5.56, which is the only marksman rifle in the game as of this moment. Then we have the SVD in the sniper rifles category. This is the Dragunov of the beta. And then for the bolt action sniper, we have the LR 7.62. For pistols, we have the GS45. This one was okay. It wasn't my favorite pistol in the beta. Then we have the 9mm PM, which is my personal favorite pistol in the beta. And then we just have the Sigma 228 or Sigma 2B. So now that the inspections are shown, you've seen all the guns in the beta, I think it's now time to talk about the gunplay and how the guns feel and everything. I know I mentioned earlier that the guns feel smooth, the guns feel nice, and yeah, that's mostly accurate, because in my opinion. Honestly, this is probably the best gunplay we've had since MW3 2023, because in reality it's not so quick like Vanguard, where it was like you can sprint halfway across the map in less than 3 seconds. No, the movement feels like how a Black Ops soldier would move, their hands, the gun they're holding. It doesn't feel like you're playing as a trained soldier. It feels like you're playing as someone who's just trying to survive, because it made sense in MW2 2022 that the guns didn't like move all over the place like you're just trying to like you're just like swinging all over the place, because it's a trained soldier. They're trained on how to do stuff. I'm not saying the Black Ops soldiers aren't trained, but what I am saying is that there's a difference between a Black Ops soldier or an action movie hero slash Black Ops soldier versus a trained military soldier who fights in a squad, who fights in a platoon. So when you're playing this game, you don't. It feels like you're trying to like get there. You're trying to hustle, like, and how the gun moves in the hands, like when you're tac sprinting, you're not holding both. You're not holding the gun with both hands while you're tac sprinting. No, the action movie hero, obviously, the action movie hero trope obviously is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna hold this with one hand, this really heavy gun with one hand, because I'm an action movie hero. I'm gonna run, and it makes sense. It makes sense. And then you have in the gun, and then you have all like the swaying of the gun and whatnot. This isn't supposed to be like people who like I'm focused. No, these are not people, but these are action movie soldier or heroes where they're like they're moving, they're hustling. Like, when was the last time you seen John Wick take a yeah, exactly. Look, what John Wick. When was the last time in a movie where you saw John Wick be like, I mean, obviously in stealth sections, but this isn't a stealth section. You're in a multiplayer lobby with like 12 people. So I know I'm rambling, but in my mind, since what they said they're going for an Omni movement is an action movie hero, how the gun moves with the player feels like how an action movie hero would move the gun. How it would look like seeing, like, if you had their first person view, this is how like an action movie hero would have his gun move while he's running. I know that it makes sense why I'm saying that, but I don't know if that makes sense why I'm saying it. So that's that. And then the gun sounds, I have a thing, right? In Call of Duty, the hit marker noise, like if you get a hit marker, it needs to sound satisfying. Like imagine you just had a Call of Duty, right, where every hit marker sounded like a car crash or in LA, like a car crash happened in LA during rush hour. You would get really annoyed with that really fast, because that would just be blaringly loud. And what I'm trying to say here is that a hit marker noise in Call of Duty needs to be satisfying, or if it's just gonna be silent, then you're not like, oh wow, you got a kill. Like, actually you just got like a headshot, just like, no, nothing, no noise. Tell me how unsatisfying that would be. And thankfully that is not the case in this game. In Black Ops 6, the hit marker noise other Black Ops soldiers with heavy weaponry. So it doesn't sound like in MW3 like you're, every time you got a kill in MW3, it sounds like you just like you got like a electronic like ding future cade here. I had a different set of audio for this part of the video, which is the next like 10 or 20 seconds. But the audio was really choppy, so just enjoy like 10 seconds of quick gameplay. So, enjoy. And then just how the guns feel. Like, the guns, obviously, they feel great. They have been feeling great since MW2. That game did a lot of things wrong, but the gunplay is not one thing that they got wrong. If how the gun just, when you shoot, the sound feels awesome. I know you can feel the sound, like it feels like you're shooting a gun. It doesn't sound like you're trying to shoot like a Nerf gun. It sounds like you're shooting a gun. And the visual recoil is not insane like in MW2, but it's on par. It's not too much, but it's just right in my opinion. And what is, oh yeah, the Omni movement. I have to say, Omni movement for me is something that I'm going to use here and there. I can't sit here and call it objectively bad or say that Omni movement is bad, and that's a fact, because you can't say that. Like, you can't say, hey, this is bad, and that is a fact. That is a guaranteed fact. The amount of people I've been seeing that say Omni movement is trash or this game sucks is not true, because you can't sit there and tell an audience of people who go with your opinion that something is a fact. Omni movement is not bad. It might be sometimes buggy here and there. It might, like, the screen, it might like I get that, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm not gonna use it that much, but it's cool to see finally after 4 years to finally see an innovative movement added back to Call of Duty. We haven't had a movement innovation in a very long time. MW19 was the year that they changed movement in Call of Duty. Before MW19, it was jetpacks, and then they got rid of jetpacks, and then yeah. So it's awesome that they finally was like, hey, we need to add something new. We need to add some spices to this game to make it new and exciting. So I think that's it, really. Yeah. So gunplay is good. Movement awesome. I think, again, I say I'm not gonna like go slide to, I'm not gonna like Omni jump to the left, Omni jump to the right, Omni jump backwards. I'm not gonna like use it all the time, like every waking moment when I play this on October 25th. But it's like, I mean, it's not as needed as like jetpacks, where in BO3 you would just like, you would need to use the jetpacks to keep up with the play styles of people. In this game, Omni movement isn't like a necessity to use. It's something that says, hey, if you want to use it, you can. But be wary. You might have people that are better at this new movement system than you. So hey, get better. And I think that's good. For once we have something new that we need to learn and how to use in the Call of Duty game, and that hasn't been the case since MW19. Everybody figure out how to slide cancel. I mean, hell, the whole reason why MW2 2022 was that way was because everyone was complaining about that in Vanguard. So it's like, hey. So yeah, I think the next thing I want to move on to or go back to is the gunsmith. Specifically, now this is going to be very, very, very quick, but I just want to touch upon this because I think it's important to note that perks are back. The original style of perks, not like this equipment with gloves and vests and everything. No, old-fashioned, simple blue, red, and the green perks are back, and that's awesome. It's great because this time they're spicing it up yet again. See, this is what Call of Duty needs to do. Not every year, don't change it up every year, but just change it up every 2 or 3 years. Anyway, if you have all 3 red perks in each perk slot, or all 3 green perks, or all 3 blue perks in each perk slot, you will get a perk specialist, or a specialist perk. That gives you special benefits. So I just want to touch upon that because I think that's a really cool thing to do. I don't know if they did that in other games because honestly I don't really remember, but it's fun and exciting to see them innovating. I cannot explain, or I cannot demonstrate that enough because honestly it just feels like Christmas when they actually do something new. So that's that. Oh yeah, I know what needs to be talked about next, because this is the greatest thing of all. I really think that they did really well with the... When I tell you this game is a graphical improvement of the past 3 Call of Duties, that is not hyperbole. That is not false. That is not a lie. This game looks, oh my god, good. And I'm not just talking about the guns. Literally, I opened up the beta. Specifically, I opened up the beta when they released the pit map, or Scud. And I don't know how to explain this because it's something that my mind does, but I haven't been blown away to see particle effects. Physical particle effects blew me away while playing this game. I don't know why. I think that's sad, kind of. I think it's sad that I'm oh my god, surprised that particle effects in this game look good. But oh my god, Scud, the one right now, Gala, and the pit look fantastic. The skybots looks fantastic. The little particles of the ashes that fly away from the fire in Scud. Good lord, it is beautiful. Past 3 Call of Duty games we have been absolutely, and I mean this 100%, have been boring and bland. If you go back and play BO3, the engine that they use is so vibrant, so colorful, so gorgeous. And then MW19 was also really, really nice. And then Cold War and Vanguard looked meh. I mean, the Dark Aether in Cold War looked cool, but I mean, Vanguard had a no, never mind, not Vanguard. MW2 2022 had really good cutscenes for the campaign, and the MW3, yeah, yeah, particle effects. I guess that's all it takes for me to be like, wow, particle effects in this game are amazing. And not just particles, the sun rays, the lighting, everything. It just looks beautiful. I don't know what sort of thing they did with the engine this year, but they cooked. They cooked for 4 years, and let me just say, this is the best Call of Duty has looked in a long time. So, let me just look in my notes here. You did that. Okay, oh yeah, I can't believe I have to say this, but, Black Ops 6, another positive that they actually have, or this game has, is, well, so this is going to wrap up the positives, and I'm gonna move into the middle of the roads and then the negatives. But the last thing I have to leave off on the positive side of things is this game is thankfully not the same crap we have gotten for 2 straight years. For reference, 2 straight years is, let me just 2 straight years is 730 days. We have had the same goddamn game for 730 fucking days. Let me explain that to you again. We have had the same game for 730 days. That is 2 years. I know 2 years doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're playing the same thing over and over and over again, and I truly mean this. I love MW3, and I know that MW3 is different, not completely different, but semi-different, has a couple different mechanics than MW2. But holy shit, it's finally different, and I'm happy. The game is finally doing something different. Oh my god. Like, I can't believe that a franchise with this much money and this much support, I have to get this happy about. Like, it's sad that people have to sit here and be like, finally, you're doing something different. Hooray! Oh my god. But, yeah. So that's going to be the end of the positives. So now we're gonna move into the middle of the roads, which I don't really have any like things that are that I think are mid about the game, just a couple of them. So first let's talk about. So now we're going to get into the things that didn't entirely piss me off, but kind of really got me annoyed. And the first thing are the maps. I know I said maps and spawns, but spawns will be in the negatives. The maps in this game are really hit or miss. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have some bangers like Gala in the pit, or not the pit, just pit, and the one with like the train cars, and Skug was decent. I mean, Skug was good graphically wise, but I mean, it wasn't that great. I'm not gonna go in depth in this because they're maps, in my opinion. I mean, they're maps, but I think that the like 30 to 40% of the maps are good. The others, yeah. Again, this is a biased opinion because I like small maps. I like getting a lot of kills in a quick amount of time. And frankly, large maps with 3 stories, that just, yeah. So, yeah, the maps were fine. Now, what really pissed me off. Oh, by the way, that's it for the mids. I'm just gonna get into the negatives now. So. Anyway, what really pissed me off in this beta were the... Now, as every Call of Duty had the greatest spawns on Earth, no. when you watch this, do you even understand what I mean by spawns? Well, obviously you do. You spawn in and then you run. But every map that Call of Duty has ever created has a flow to it. Each game has spawn points where if one team is doing this, then the other team will spawn here. If my team takes the opposite side of the map, we spawn there, and the enemy team spawns there. That where we originally spawned. Each game mode has a different spawn setting, different spawn settings. But when I tell you this beta, the spawns annoyed the absolute shit out of me. Because when I play, like specifically small maps, I kind of get the hang of things where spawns will go. And for the record, it wasn't every game where the spawns were terrible. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Well, no, it was that bad for some games that I played. But let me just tell you, the spawns need to be fixed. They need, because if like half my team is on the opposite side of where we spawned, like we are on the opposite side of the map, we should spawn there now. DOS House in MW3 understands those mechanics. Not entirely, but understands the fundamentals of those mechanics. Yet, somehow, half or more than half of my team is on the other side of the map, and the enemy team spawns there. I'm not gonna sit here and say I know entirely how spawns work, but I played Call of Duty for a long time now, and that's how I understand spawns core. So if I am wrong in how I'm thinking, please, someone let me know. But if I'm not, holy shit, Treyarch, fix the goddamn spawns. This is where I'm gonna get angry, because it's like, they have had so many games. How? Like, I know these are new maps, but they're new maps. But holy shit, they have released the same damn game over and over and over. It's not that, what I mean by that is they have released the same fundamental game every year. With new maps, old maps, same maps, whatever. They know how their spawns work, because it's Call of Duty. It's not like, hey, we released Call of Duty, now we're gonna release Duty of Call. It's the same game with the same, mechanically speaking wise. You point and shoot. That's how the game works. And how the spawns work, they should know how the, okay, you get my point. That's that, and then I really don't think I have any other. Oh, yeah. This is just a little. Pointer for anyone who watches this at Treyarch if they do. Well, see, I have a PS5, right? That, unlike a PC, is supposed to be optimized to play games at a certain thing. Because, like, unlike a PC, I can't go around and mess with the graphical settings of each and every game, because either A, my PS5 would probably blow its lid, or it would just not work. That's how consoles are supposed to work. A console is supposed to be optimized to play that game. A PC is more, well, you're supposed to optimize it however you want. So why the hell am I having the newest gen console? This is gonna be out before the PS5 Pro, but why do I have the newest gen console, the PS5, and it lags like a 2005 computer trying to boot up Minecraft at max render distance? I'm not saying for the entire game, but in the menus, the abundant lag that happens is just, I mean, come on, what are we doing? Yeah, so that was my review on the Call of Duty multiplayer beta. If you enjoyed this, please like and comment, and subscribe. I hate asking for that, but yeah, just like and comment, and it's been good. I had a lot of fun on the beta. I'm kind of just holding off now until October 25th to play the full game now. So until then, I will try to upload more frequently if I can. And anyways, have a great day and enjoy the Halloween season. See ya!